Happiness, Part 11. I'm Ron Hosen. 11 years ago, I did a study. I'm now 71. I was 60. I did a study using people I had graduated from high school with, people I had not kept up with for the most part. It was a survey about the number of pleasant moments in their lives in a typical week, in a typical day. The last week they lived, if it was typical. How many moments were pleasant, that is, they wouldn't mind having more of it. How many were unpleasant, how many were neutral. And then to give me some idea of whether they were happy or very happy, not happy. And it corresponded to the results that I had gotten in previous studies and a number of other people had gotten. So the people who had 2 or 3 pleasant moments for each unpleasant moment tended to say they were very happy, they were happy. People who had a slight excess of positive or of a negative, so they were fairly happy or not, kind of neutral. So it was like the results I explained in parts 1 and 2. What I also did was to ask them what were the things that went right in their lives and what were the things that didn't. And a lot of this had to do with luck. Sometimes they went into the military. In my high school, this was a time when there was a draft and people expected to be drafted, so sometimes they volunteered. And sometimes they met other people, developed a view of what's important in life. It was kind of like a timeout while they could kind of look around the world and know what they didn't like. So a lot of people who had C&D averages in high school came back and went to college and got college degrees, which in those days was a key to a job for some. Some people foreclosed their opportunities too early, in their opinion. They got married too early, males and females. Females would have had more opportunities, they felt. Males felt like if they had not gone to work, married early, had kids, gone to work at good wages, at blue-collar jobs, they would have had a different kind of job and they would have gone to college. So there was a lot of this. A lot of people got early divorces. They married high school sweethearts and that didn't work out. And some people were married for 10 or so years and then found the dream person who turned out not to be the dream person. So when I asked them about if now, at age 60, you could be transported back to age 18, you would lose all conscious memories of things that had happened. You would be 18 again, and it would be 1955. But you could take back with you any non-conscious learning, any kind of automatic learning, called implicit learning. If you had developed a good tennis stroke after age 18, you could take that back with you and it would fit in. So this is really just a hypothetical question about could you benefit from what you've learned in your life. So one of the premises is nobody would be hurt who was part of your life afterward. And you would not remember specific things that happened so that you couldn't go back and buy stocks on a given day because you knew the bull market started that day. So I got a number of responses. Now remember, nobody knows what they would really do in that kind of situation. Some people said, no, I don't want to go back. I'm not particularly happy now, but life is suffering, and I'll just take what I've been dealt and get it over with. Some people thought they would be risking real adversity. Things had gone all right, but they could be run over by a car and paralyzed. And of course, that is possible. Some people wanted to display the fact that they thought they had trophy lives, successful lives, everything was going well. And the way they could express this was by saying, "Ooh, I wouldn't want to go back." Well, of course, if you have a trophy life, there's some chance you could go back and have another trophy life, maybe a different trophy life. And some people had relationships and they thought, I could never have another relationship. It's such a piece of luck, I could never have another relationship like this. This is not something that just comes along. And so, the people who did want to go back are those who, at age 18, lacked the confidence to take risks and go out into the world and try things that other people around them had not tried. Some people bought into the norms of the day. Early marriage in 1955 was common, and people are swept up by the excitement that they see around them. In general, the marriages that started in 1955 turned out they weren't really so terrific by the standards of eternity. And there, some people had very good second marriages, and some people had very good first marriages, or at least very long ones. And there were some people who were so talented that they could have done anything they wanted to. The important thing seemed to be doing things that were consistent with one's aptitudes. Now, I'm going to go into more of this in part 12. But it seemed to me so obvious that I had learned enough about myself and about my weaknesses that if I had gone back, I would have attempted to persist more. I just didn't stick with things even when it actually coincided with an aptitude. And second of all, I would have struck out and tried to find the things that were appropriate to me. It took me a great many years and a lot of luck to fall into teaching, psychotherapy, being a psychotherapist, and I ended up publishing a lot, and I love that. And I had relationships from time to time, but those started late too. Anyway, my notion was that by going back, I thought I could take advantage of things that I had learned that were not on the surface. So in 12, we'll go into that more.